JavaScript, SQL, Linux, Unix shell programming, relational database systems, Java messaging technologies, and in compliance with software development lifecycle, SDLC, Scrum, and Agile methodologies. To apply, email resume and cover letter with the job code S532 in the subject to careers@americas.bmpparibas.com. That's careers@americas.bmpparibas.com. Job code S532 in the subject. BNP Paribas is an equal opportunity employer fully committed to workplace diversity.
Wins News Time 6:38. Now the 10:10 Wins Entertainment Tonight report. Here's Kevin Frazier.
Lamar Odom tells ET that he is no longer in contact with his ex, Khloe Kardashian. The former NBA player says he understands that people move on in their lives, but that just being her friend would be a blessing. Rosie O'Donnell is apologizing after mistakenly assuming Priyanka Chopra was the daughter of Deepak Chopra. O'Donnell said, "I just want to apologize to her and everyone who thought it was inappropriate." Singer Gretchen Parlato is performing tonight at the Blue Note Jazz Club in the Village. Her 2021 album, Floor, received a Grammy nomination for Best Jazz Vocal Album. Find out more at BlueNoteJazz.com. And we'll have all the latest celebrity news tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2. This report brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. From the most trusted names in entertainment and news, ETN 1010 Wins. I'm Kevin Frazier.
As we navigate through the new normal, Time Lawn Memorial Park remains true to its mission to lend support to families at life's most difficult times. Information you need to offer your family peace of mind is available to you in a valuable planning booklet entitled Let's Face It Now. Inside you'll find answers to how you claim Social Security and life insurance benefits, what does your survivor do with your will, and even how to pre-select memorial property, including cremation niches, for as little as $45 a month, interest-free, before need. These and other related issues are explained in this easy-to-follow booklet, and it's yours free. Call Time Lawn today at 631-249-6100, extension 3, to receive your free Let's Face It Now booklet, and to find out more about beautiful Time Lawn Memorial Park in Farmingdale, Long Island. That's 631-249-6100, extension 3, or visit PineLawns.com.
Paul McCartney is coming to MetLife Stadium, and we want you to be there. We're giving away a pair of tickets every day this week between 10 a.m. and noon on Newsline with Bridget Quinn. Listen for your chance to win.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening. It's 60 degrees at 6:40. I'm Larry Cantor, and here's what's happening. We got a good taste of spring today, but with nightfall comes the fall in the Mercury. We'll check in live with AccuWeather. The MTA embarks on a 3-station pilot program to test barriers to keep people off the subway tracks. The former head of the Police Sergeants Benevolent Association, Ed Mullins, is charged with wire fraud in a scheme to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from the union. A hedge fund billionaire gives back some antiquities he acquired illegally. If you want to visit the best beaches in America, you'll have to leave the tri-state area. In sports, NBA is still on its all-star break. The local NHL teams are idle. Baseball negotiations continue in Florida. On Wall Street, another tough day. The Dow down 464 points. NASDAQ fell 344. Wins News Time 6:41. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Although right at this hour on Staten Island, still abysmal. The westbound side of the Staten Island Expressway at this hour, getting out towards the area of Bradley Avenue. All of the activity is off of the shoulder, and most of it is gone, but still extremely slow either way. We have most, if not all, lanes closed on the westbound Expressway at Bradley Avenue for about an hour, so everything got bad either way. Still spinning out west from the Expressway or from the Verrazano and eastbound from the Goethals Bridge. Eastbound side of the BQE getting up towards the area of Flushing Avenue. We are still looking at some trouble at this hour in terms of a crash, leaving only one lane open. The westbound side of the B2 bad to the Brooklyn Bridge, and then again coming down towards the area of the Prospect Expressway. Looks like on the westbound B3 atop the Gowanus Canal, you got some kind of something going on through that area. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George 45 up, 30 minutes down at this hour. Nothing easy on the outbound rise. It's a bit easier on the southbound Beacon. Looking at the Lincoln Tunnel into the city, about 15 to 20, 10 minutes down, 15 at the outbound Holland, 20 in from the Skyway. Better off of the Newark Bay extension. Northbound side of the Huntsville Slam from Pelham Parkway up towards the upper New England Thruway exit because of a crash. The New England Thruway itself, not perfect, a long shot, but still a whole lot better. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 6:51 on 1010 Wings.
Well, we're hanging in there at 60 degrees this hour, but not for long. Let's get the latest from AccuWeather and meteorologist Brian Thompson.
You don't have to go too far to the north and west, Larry, before you run into temperatures in the 50s and across northwest New Jersey up toward Orange County and toward Catskills, where temperatures have already dipped into the 40s, and that's where we're going to continue to see temperatures drop all across the area here as we head through the evening hours pretty steadily and eventually below freezing tonight. So huge drop from the temperatures we were seeing earlier, which were near 70. And highs tomorrow will only be in the 30s. And as a storm system moves into this colder air, we'll see some sleet and snow develop tomorrow evening. That'll change to rain in the city as we head into Friday morning. And we should see things improve as temperatures get above freezing. But north and west of the city could see a couple of inches of sleet and snow before it switches over to perhaps a prolonged period of ice into early Friday. Larry?
It's been an issue for a long time in the subways, people being pushed, falling, or jumping onto the tracks. The MTA is looking into a number of strategies to keep that from happening, including so-called screen doors that physically block off the tracks and only open when a train is ready to take on passengers. MTA Chairman Jano Lieber tells 1010 Wins Newsline a pilot program is being set at 3 stations, Times Square on the 7 line, Sutphen Boulevard on the E line, and 3rd Avenue on the L line.
One of the reasons we're piloting this platform screen doors and these other systems is to get a sense of how much it will cost. Can we build it efficiently? Can we do it without disrupting operations? And then we're going to try to figure out how do we work it into the capital program along with many, many other safety initiatives that we have underway.
Those initiatives include technologies to detect a track incursion using thermal technology or lasers. A report commissioned by the MTA found that the physical barrier program could work at 128 of the system's 472 stations and would cost about $7 billion. The authority is also working with the psychiatry department at NYU Langone to find out how people can be deterred from taking their own lives by jumping in front of a train. When the city had to shut down, most people had to work from home, and they did so successfully for the most part. Mayor Adams says it's time now to return to the office, but he also knows that work life in New York is probably changed forever.
The mayor says the days of working at home in your pajamas are over.
For our economic, financial ecosystem, I should say, to function, we have to have human interaction. It can't be done from home.
He wants people back at their offices. He acknowledges the challenges of hybrid work schedules and that Midtown or the financial district may not look the same.
What is New York now post-COVID? We have not done that, and we can't stumble into it.
That's why he's appointed an economic team to tackle the issue. He believes that even with corporate shrinkage, there are many businesses looking for a Manhattan address. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins at the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Police look for the key to find a couple of shady locksmiths. That story coming up. Wins News Time, 6:46.
Hi, I'm Jamie Redwood. I'm the host of a new podcast called Beyond Black History Month. I know, you're tired of hearing the same Black History Month stories. So am I. This is different. We celebrate black excellence while having nuanced conversations about race. Beyond Black History Month is super inclusive and it's pretty dope. For real. So subscribe.
We've been balancing a lot during COVID. We're constantly adjusting to changes in work, school, relationships, and information. We get it.
Sometimes it's just so much to think about. We're New York Project Cove, and we can help. We have a website filled with information and resources for all ages. You can even call a trained crisis counselor if you'd like to talk. Find us at nyprojecthope.org. Always confidential and free.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait. They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Did you know that doctors use Mucinex? That's right. Mucinex is the #1 OTC brand doctors trust for themselves and their families. When you have cough and chest congestion, you need a medicine that's effective and long-lasting. So with cold and flu season upon us, why would you use anything else? Mucinex 12-hour DM extended-release bilayer tablets allow for immediate and extended relief, relieving cough and chest congestion for 12 hours. Grab Mucinex and put yourself back in control. Use as directed.
Winds News Time 6:48. The NYPD is hoping the public can help them track down a couple of unscrupulous locksmiths.
A 26-year-old woman tried to unlock her apartment door and the key broke off in the lock. So she had her cell phone and Googled the locksmith. That's how those two men showed up. They quoted her a price of $300. She said yes, and they opened the door. However, in the ensuing moments, they then told her she'd have to pay $1,500 in cash, and they wouldn't let her leave, and they weren't leaving until she paid up. She finally gave them her credit card, and they charged her $1,500. Angel lived in the building and couldn't believe it. $1,500. And this young woman lives in the same building, but she wasn't surprised.
After I got charged $600 to have my lock replaced, I talked to some friends about it, and they were like, oh yeah, you have to be really careful when you get a locksmith in New York City, because a lot of them are just kind of these scam artists.
Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-5776. Carol Diori, attention wins on Lafayette Street.
A former head of the Sergeants Benevolent Association surrendered today to face wire fraud charges for allegedly inflating his expense report with the union by about $1 million over 4 years. He pleaded not guilty and is free on $250,000 bail. If convicted, Ed Mullins could be sentenced to 20 years behind bars. Mullins retired from the police department last November, a few weeks after the FBI raided his home on Long Island and the union office in Manhattan. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams says Mullins abused his position of trust and authority to fund a lavish lifestyle. The future of the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal investigation into Donald Trump's business dealings appears to be in doubt. This after the sudden resignation of the 2 prosecutors in charge of the investigation. Sources tell the New York Times that Kerry Dunn and Mark Pomerantz decided to quit after Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg raised doubts about pursuing the case. Their investigation led to tax fraud charges again last July against the Trump Organization's longtime finance chief, Alan Weisselberg. He's pleaded not guilty to allegedly collecting more than $1.7 million in off-the-books compensation. The former president's daughter, Ymca, is reportedly in talks with the House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the Capitol.
It would be the first time any Trump family member has engaged in a voluntary negotiation with investigators without a subpoena. The House January 6th committee wants to know what Ivanka Trump heard and saw her father doing at the White House before, during, and after the Capitol attack. The committee also talking with the former president's then attorney, Rudy Giuliani, about giving his testimony voluntarily.
Correspondent Andy Peel. Winds News Time 6:51. Time for traffic and transit. Here's Greg Wright.
Now, if you're frustratedly sitting on the Cross Island Parkway trying to get into the parking lots at UBS, wondering where everybody else is going, same place you are. They're expecting a big crowd for a concert at UBS tonight, so the Cross Island Parkway loaded either way en route. Southbound pretty much from the Siraj Neck, northbound from right where the Tilt and Southern State Parkways come together. But you gotta get there first. Here's what we see on Long Island Big 3. The westbound L line loaded up from Glen Cove Road all the way to Queens. Northern State, you got a westbound mess to Searingtown Road. It's just a little after that. Southern State slowest west from the Wantagh all the way on out towards Eagle Avenue. Here's what you need to know about bridges and tunnels. Citybound George 20 to 30 on either level right now. Southbound Deegan by default, the least bad out. It's not good. Everything else is just worse. Lincoln, it's about 15 either way. Holland 20 in from the Skyway, better from the Turnpike. 15 minutes on to the outbound ride. Northbound Hutch Slam, Pelham Parkway up to the Westchester line with a wreck. It's not perfect, but it's better on the New England Thruway. It's the DuckDuckGo route you can trust. Traffic is sponsored by Exergen Thermometers. Accuracy matters. Exergen agrees with a just-released study by the FDA confirming that non-contact thermometers are not accurate and that their labels contain false information. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen Thermometers. Backed by over 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. And here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Now, Larry, temperatures still up there, 16 in the city right now, but we're going to see those temperatures fall quite a bit here as we enter the evening hours, and even into the overnight. We'll drop down to 31 in the city. We'll be in the 20s into northern and western suburbs. Now, tomorrow, certainly colder than today by about 30 degrees or so. We'll turn out mainly cloudy, a high of 37, and sleet and snow will arrive tomorrow evening. We see changing over to freezing rain or even plain rain in the city and near the coast by daybreak. Many roads will become slippery for a time. Temperatures will be dropping into the upper 20s and low 30s tomorrow night. Any freezing rain becomes just rain from the city on south and east Friday morning, and then wintry mix could hold on a little longer north and west. And we will see the precipitation end by the early afternoon hours, coating to an inch or so of snow and sleet for the city and most nearby suburbs. It's farther north and west, up to 1 to 3 inches of sleet and snow before the changeover. High up to 38 Friday, and some sunshine for the weekend. High 34 Saturday and 42 Sunday. 60 degrees right now. It's mostly clear, and Midtown is going down to 31. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
Winds news time 6:54. Dozens of looted antiquities seized in return to the people of Greece. They include a sculpture from about 560 B.C., itself worth about $14 million. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office says Steinhardt relied on a sprawling underworld of traffickers, crime bosses, money launderers, and tomb raiders to build his collection. DA's office announced a deal in December in which he will not be charged criminally in exchange for him surrendering a total of $70 million worth of illegally obtained artifacts. TripAdvisor is out with its yearly list of best American beaches. And this year, New York didn't make the top 10. Neither did New Jersey. Hawaii has 4 of the top 10, including the number 1 spot, Apuna Beach. California put 2 on the list. Florida only 1, but it ranks second. That's Siesta Beach. Winds news time 6:55.